What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a hoot and a holler, a classic story video. Before I dive into that, I do want to mention a few things. First off, don't forget to drop a like if you do enjoy. And second off, at the end of this video, I'm going to play a song that I really do want you guys to listen to. It's by a fairly local artist named Samron. He makes fucking bangers, quite frankly. This is not like a paid promo or anything. I actually DM'd him asking if I could use his music in my video, which he said yes. He's super underrated, so I really encourage you guys to go listen to the song and go gas him up, tweet him on Twitter, let him know you came from me, listen to his music, because dude's got fucking bangers. Like, I'm not kidding. I don't know how he's not big yet, but either way, hope you guys enjoy that. Let's dive right into it. So, caught smoking at the movie theater. Now, this happened a while ago now, damn near 2 years ago. This was in February 2016, and I remember it so well because I remember it was when Deadpool just came out. It was maybe like a week after it came out, and me and my boy Ashton, we were kicking it, trying to find some shit to do, and typically our kind of like day-to-day plan was if we had literally nothing else to do, we would just go get fucked up on something and go to the movie theater. That was our plan. We just like go see a movie somewhere, and we like every time we'd usually sneak in. Very rarely would we pay for our tickets, but this time we did because we were upstanding gentlemen. We felt like we were big balling. We bought the movie tickets this time. So what ended up happening was him and I pulled up to the movie theater. We're riding in my old car, little shitty little Honda CRV. We pull up to the movie theater, we hop on in there, and we decide we're going to see Deadpool. Now, Ashton at the time wasn't supposed to be smoking, but usually for the couple days after he got drug tested for probation, he was able to smoke. It's just the rest of the month he couldn't. So what he'd end up doing is, after he got drug tested, he'd usually go in around like the beginning of the month, and then the next like week or so he'd be able to smoke, and then he wouldn't smoke until the next time that he got drug tested. So he'd just been drug tested a few days prior to this, so we were like, all right, let's get fucking fried, my guy. So what we ended up doing was he had this little like one of those little like vaporizer pens, like the I don't remember what they're called, but the ones that you can actually like just pack a bowl of straight weed in, not like the dab pens, but I think there is like a separate tank you can use for dabs. I'm not really sure exactly how his little thing worked, but it was cool. So what he ended up doing was he had about like 1.5 grams on him, and he had this little pen with him, and he brought him in with him. He kind of just had him in his pocket, and the movie theater's not, patting you the fuck down or anything, so of course he was able to bring it in, and we just went straight to the movie theater. I think we got like some drinks, and then we just went and sat down, and that was kind of like our common outing. We just get really fucked up and go see a random movie, and it was very, very fun most of the time, except for this particular day. What ended up happening was we sit down, movie theater's pretty fucking full because Deadpool, was pretty hyped up. People were fucking with this movie real heavily, and what we ended up doing was, instead of sitting in the very back row because we figured it would be like super duper full, we sat like, how in the movie theater there's like the back row and then down, and then there's that little railing in the walkway, and then there's those like front end seats, like in front of the handicap seats? We sat in those like front end seats that are really low, where you have to like look up to see the movie, which probably wasn't a good idea, but we did it nevertheless. So we went and sat down there. I think we were like 4 rows back from the screen, and we're chilling. He gets his pen out. We kind of wait until it gets dark and the movie actually starts for us to do anything, because we didn't want to be completely fucking retarded, only like partially retarded about it. So once the movie starts and, it's like pitch black in there, we're like, all right, fuck it. Let's just go for it. So I'm kind of taking a look around, making sure there's no one super close to us, and there isn't. And, not only that, but we've done stuff like this before in the movies. Excuse me, I just had like a hiccup. But we'd done stuff like this before in the movie, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I just kind of look around, and if I didn't see anyone that close, then we were good to go. So, we smacked it a couple times. We were chilling. We were just watching the movie, passing it back and forth, and we only had like 1.5 grams, but each bowl pack that little thing could hold, I'd say it could pack like a 0.3 or a 0.4, if even. It's a pretty tiny little pack. So we had enough to pack like 4 bowls in there, maybe 4 or 5 bowls, or 4 or 5 packs, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. It's not really a bowl, but either way, you get my fucking point. So, we're smacking on this thing. I'm feeling pretty good. And of course, we'd already smoked prior to going in, so I was just high the whole time, as was he. And, eventually we decided we wanted to go out for a cigarette break. Now, what we didn't notice was the angry stay-at-home mom white woman who was apparently hawking us most of the time. Now, I kind of like made eye contact with her at one point in the movie, because we ended up going out for our smoke break maybe like 45 minutes into the movie. And, as I was kind of looking around, she was one of the people that I noticed, but I didn't really think anything of it because she was pretty far back. She was like, she was at like the very back row of that front section before like the little walkway behind us opened up, so she was like a couple rows back from us, but not like super duper close. And we were trying to zero all of our hits and not blow out any smoke. So we thought that we were like the stealthiest men alive. Now, we didn't really take into, account the fact that weed smells very strong to people who don't smoke, and this woman looked like she'd never picked up a blunt in her goddamn lifetime, nor would she ever. If you put a fucking Glock to her head and said, hit this blunt, she'd say, blow my fucking brains out. So, what ended up happening was we went out to the back door, and what we'd always do is we'd have to prop it open, so like usually Ashton would lean against the door, and I'd just kind of lean against the wall, and we'd just smoke some squares and chill and do our thing and then go back inside. And he's got the door propped open, and the back door was like at the dead end of the theater where like the shit movies always played, so there was very rarely anyone back there, but it was the same kind of like area, same like vicinity of Deadpool. It's like if you walked out of the Deadpool movie, it was all the way at the other end of the hall. Like if you looked down there, you could see us standing there. But it's still like we didn't really think anything of it. We were like, whatever, who cares if we leave the door open, because we didn't want to have to get back in. I'm pretty sure I already threw my ticket away, and if I didn't, I probably lost it because I'm terribly irresponsible. So, we're smoking some squares, we're talking, having a hoot and holler, and in comes angry dyke white lady. And let me tell you, this is not the like first or last time that this has happened at this theater. We very quickly stopped doing this after a while because we just kept having these like angry stay-at-home moms with their kids come like yell at us, which was not fun. So, with this particular incident, we're standing there, and it was just normal routine. We didn't think shit of it. And she's kind of looking at us from the other end of the hall, and she's just standing there. Like, she's not approaching us yet. She's not, like, talking to anyone. She's just kind of, like, lingering and looking at us. And I was kind of uncomfortable, I was like, all right, why the fuck did she just come out of the theater? And I saw that she had people with her, so I was like, did she just like ditch her family for this? Like, did she really go this out of her way to deal with this? Like, come on, my dude. And she eventually ends up kind of walking towards us, and before she even said anything, Ashton was the kind of guy who like, when he notices that someone's like staring at you or like has a problem, he'll like confront them. He'll be like, what's up? Or like, what's the problem or something like that. So she's walking towards us, and Ashton kind of like does that little like head nod to her, like when you see a homie in the hallway at school, and he's like, what's up? And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, why would you even talk to her? I'm just thinking in the back of my head, look at this woman, like she clearly wants nothing to do with us. Why would you even, speak to her? And he kind of like, I don't want to say shouted, but he like projected his voice a little bit down the hall, and there was nobody else really in the hallway besides like a couple like passerbys and shit. And she starts walking towards us more, and she's like, you can't be doing that here. And he's like, doing what? I'm smoking a cigarette. And he like holds up his cigarette. And let me remind you, this whole time as we're smoking cigarettes, we're still hitting the pen. We're still smoking, we're still getting fried, we're still doing all that. And she's like, I could smell that from all the way in here. And he's like, smell what? He's trying to like play dumb. He's like, the cigarette? And she's like, no, you kids are smoking weed. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, this is fucked. Like, what the fuck is she on about? And he was like, Ashton was just like, what the fuck are you talking about, bitch? Like, that's literally what he said. He was a very reckless young man. I was like, okay, hold on, buddy. We don't want to do this. So they get in their little argument. It's back and forth. She's threatening to like call the police and shit and like get us thrown out and arrested and all this crazy shit. Ashton's like, you're fucking crazy. Don't you have a movie to watch? Like, shut the fuck up. Go back in there. It's a fucking shouting match. And at this point, a movie theater employee turns the corner, I guess because maybe they heard us, and notices us and starts coming towards us. Now, at this point, I'm like, all right, what the fuck do I even do right now? Like, do I just leave? Do I just run? I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, did they already call the cops? Like, I don't fucking know. So, what I ended up doing was, as I saw the movie theater guy kind of approaching, I took the little pen and I put it in my inside coat pocket. And I had a big, big burly Tommy Hilfiger coat, and it had a huge inside pocket that, I'm not kidding, you could fit a bottle of Hennessy inside. And I know that because I used to steal a lot of liquor, and I had to rip the pocket to make it bigger, but it fit some Henny in there, I'll tell you that fucking much. But either way, I put it in there, and I zipped up my coat and just kind of figured, all right, let's see how this plays out. So the movie theater guy walks up, but the interesting thing is he doesn't like finish coming towards us. He kind of comes halfway down the hallway and stops and just looks. Like he looks like he's like conflicted on what to do. Like he doesn't want to like intervene, but he doesn't want to like do nothing. So he's just kind of like standing there like inching towards us, but not really. Meanwhile, Ashton and the like white woman from hell are still having the debate of their fucking lives. And I'm telling him, I'm like, bro, let's just go. Like, whatever. Fuck it, dude. Fuck this crazy bitch. Let's just leave. And he's like, nah, bro, what the fuck? Like, she can't fuck with us like this. And I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. You do you, bro. Like, I'm not gonna get involved too much. And, you know, they have their shouting match. And then what she ends up doing is, after maybe like 5 or 10 minutes of them just fucking arguing back and forth over stupid ass shit, by like 2 minutes into the conversation, I had no idea what the topic even was anymore. And she kind of turns around and notices the movie theater guy, goes over to him, and she's like whispering to him. Like she's clearly telling him something about us that she doesn't want us to hear. She's like pointing at us. The movie theater guy's like nodding. It's like the picture perfect scenario of like seeing someone snitch on you. Like I'm looking, the guy's nodding, she's pointing at us. She's got that angry ass white mom, you know, Whole Food shopper look on her face. And I'm just like, fuck. Like, I just want to watch a goddamn movie, dude. What the fuck? So, after Ashton saw that, I think he kind of realized that, yeah, we probably shouldn't be wasting our time with this anymore. So, he's like, fuck it, bro, let's go. We didn't leave shit in the movie theater. Honestly, we didn't really care about the movie. It was more just like something, you know, a place we could just go hang out when we didn't have shit to do. So, we ended up going out back, cutting around the whole other side of the building through like the back alley and getting back to my car and just dipping out. Now, we were kind of like tweaked out. We were like, can we even go back to that movie theater? Like, we were trying to think. We were like, can we even go there again? Like, is the crazy white woman going to be there? Is like the staff going to be looking for us? Like, we had no idea what the like punishment was or like what the repercussions were for this, because like, we don't know what the fuck they do. I mean, for all I know, the movie theater guy was probably high as fuck too. But either way, you know, at that point it was kind of fucked, and we just decided to dip out and not go back for a little while, which we didn't. After that day, we didn't go back for a little while. So, hope you guys did enjoy this video. Don't forget to drop a like if you did. Also, listen to the song at the end. I think you're going to enjoy it. Follow the dude on SoundCloud. Follow him on Twitter. Let him know I said what's up. I'll link all that in the description. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
If you got a problem, you can catch me outside. Pull up in the motherfucking beat my ride. Dunking on a pussy nigga, make me like Mike. And this milkshake ain't free, boy, a nigga on strike. Yeah, niggas want a mixtape and I just want a milkshake. When I need a beat, boy, I hit that nigga Kill Jake. Popping up on a pussy nigga like a switchblade. Man, you need to get your money up, boy, I been paid. Fuck you, pay me fucking on your old lady. Now she gonna have a baby, I'm the real Slim Shady. So I tell her, fuck nigga, please stand up. When you see me coming, nigga, put your hands up. I don't even know what's floating in my cup. It's probably a milkshake, alcohol sucks. Strawberry, chocolate, vanilla, I'm a killer. I don't want your milkshake, it tastes like some vanilla. Your girlfriend want me and I don't wanna catch no feelings. All I got is ass and dick, I could be a drug dealer. Turn me off. Yeah. Okay.